Welcome to another edition of Coach's Corner. My name is Anthony DePaulo. I'm joined by Craig Doremus. Craig, thank you for joining us.
Appreciate it.
This past weekend, the Titans had a 2-game set in Johnstown against the Tomahawks. Friday night didn't go as planned. It was a 4-1 loss, and the team went 0 for 7 on the power play. Following day, they bounced back. They won 4-2. But Craig, first things first, with that power play, what are some things that need to be improved on?
Well, obviously, just an execution standpoint from what we want to do tactically. I don't want to take credit away from them. Their PK unit was excellent. Their goaltending was excellent. And for us, we just had to execute. I didn't think our zone entries were good. The puck support probably wasn't as tight as we wanted it to be. And I thought for us, we got a little bit too cute at times, trying to make the perfect play rather than the right play. And again, I think anytime you get too complicated in hockey, you get away from your identity. So for us, obviously, getting a net front presence, taking away the goaltender's eyes at times, making life difficult on him is probably something we have to get back to. But at the end of the day, if you don't execute what you're supposed to, the other team's going to win. And our guys know that. We talked about it with this league. Whoever comes out and makes less mistakes and executes their game plan most likely is going to win. So credit to their guys. They did a really good job the other night and over the weekend.
Now comes the fun part. Let's talk about that 4-2 win. What did you think was different in Saturday's game?
Well, as we sat back and reflected on it, I thought our game as a whole was probably better in Friday night's win than Saturday night's. In Friday night's loss than Saturday night's win. I thought we did a good job defending Friday night. I didn't think we did that good of a job on Saturday night. Our goaltending was excellent. Patrick Puglisi made some really big, timely saves throughout the game to give us a chance to pull away there in the third. Timely scoring, some discipline. Obviously, not allowing their crowd to be a factor in the game, I thought was big for us. So, again, a win on the road is good. It's a tough place to play. It's a credit to our guys to bounce back. We don't want to get into losing streaks, so just happy with that. But we know we have to be much better moving forward as we go into the Wilkes-Barre game and then obviously Johnstown at home this weekend. Our game needs to be corrected and better if we're going to continue on the path we want to go.
You want to talk more about Puglisi's game on Saturday?
Yeah, I thought Patrick just played a really sound hockey game. I thought he was in control of the net. I thought his rebound control was good. I thought he was aggressive and athletic. And for him, just what I thought was a relatively dominating performance. I think when you look at the goals against, there's some breakdowns that we make way in front of him that allow for those opportunities to come about. And then on a lot of our other areas, truth be told, he just came up with really big saves. So it's important. You got to have good goaltending if you're going to win in this league because mistakes are going to happen. I think for the most part this year, our goalies have been, if not our best player, one of our best players game to game, and Saturday night was no different. Again, tough game on the road, big game for us. Obviously, first place at stake, and I thought Patrick really, really played well and deserved the hard hat after the game. Proud of him in his response to the game. I think his game's been coming. I think he's a hell of a goaltender, and quite frankly, I'm surprised he's not committed at this point.
You also said timely scoring. Cade Penny picked up his first career goal with the Titans. It took 53 games, but he finally got one. How big was that for him to get a goal?
I think it's huge. I think Cade has made huge leaps and strides in his game since last year to this year. He went through the growing process last year, some better, some worse. But I think he's really responded in a big way for our team this year. He plays major minutes for us. And anytime you can see a kid like that get rewarded, it's nice because I think it gives him a shot of confidence and it makes him feel good about his game. We've been happy with Cade's game all year. I think he's been coming. I think his best hockey's ahead of him, which is really exciting for an 0-1 prospect like that. And his offensive ability is uncanny, and we've been talking to him about it. So for him to get rewarded, maybe get some confidence, we told him you have to maintain that style of play. But it was good for him to see him up in the play, joining, and obviously finishing an opportunity there.
And then for someone who has scored goals very often, Kyle Jeffers picking up the game winner.
Yeah, Kyle's just continued his strong play. Kyle's a kid who has been here for some time now, and I have a really good relationship with the kid. I think we can speak candidly and openly to one another, and I'm hard on Kyle. I'm probably as hard on Kyle as I'm at any other players here. And I think his game has really risen here. I think his approach and his mentality are credit to that. And then I think once he got some of that mental part figured out, his natural physical skill and ability is through the roof, and you see it there. The way he shoots it, the way he can think the game, his skating ability. So for him, just continue it. Finds the back of the net. I thought he was our best player on both games, to be honest with you, up front skater-wise, and he was rewarded for it. So his line was good all day. They were tenacious. They were hard on pucks, and he's obviously able to finish. And a kid like him, when you get him a puck in that type of area, he's going to finish more likely than not. So big goal for us in a big game.
Speaking of, Kyle Jeffers will be our guest here on Coach's Corner, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Terrian kicks at it. He's able to kick it, but only as far as the point. Diamond keeps it alive. Look out here, centering pass. Here's Garbier. Wrist shot, save, rebound, score. made the original save. Jeffers gets the rebound. He puts it in. And that gives New Jersey a 3-2 lead. Kyle Jeffers.
That was the game-winning goal against the Johnstown Tomahawks this Saturday. And our newest guest is the one who scored that goal, Kyle Jeffers. Kyle, welcome to Coach's Corner.
Thanks for having me.
So you want to talk more about that goal? You picked up the rebound and you're able to help the Titans get the win.
Yeah, it was just a good shot from the point from Brad Zona at first. Got tipped. Me, Chris, Garvey, and Nick DeSantis hunted the puck. Got up to the point. Kind of cycled it down, got a rebound, and just put it in. So.
It's never easy getting a win in Johnstown. For you to get the game-winning goal, that must have been huge.
Yeah, it was big. We had a tough one on Friday, so definitely bounce back was big for us.
Kyle, you've had a long career with the Titans. You played 2 games in the 2016-2017 season, and since then, you've established yourself as one of the premier goal scorers on this team.
Yeah, 2 years ago, however long ago it was a tough adjustment period for midgets to come up here and play. So definitely with some games under my belt, definitely kind of getting a little easier. So.
Do you remember the first goal you scored with New Jersey?
Yeah, it was an empty netter when I got called up. So.
But since then, you're now the all-time leader in goals with 53. You're also only 7 games behind Spencer Stanley for the most. You're at 143. Spencer's at 150. So do you want to talk about how things have changed over the years in your 3+ seasons with the team?
Yeah, definitely. Like kids come through. Definitely some different teams, some different like systems and stuff. But I thought throughout the years it kind of got a little easier with like the systems. Like forgetting them every once in a while. The first year, second year kind of got a little easier to remember, and the third year it became more easy. So I think it's just become easier every practice, getting under our belt and games too. So it's been easy.
Last season, you got that Division I commitment to AIC. How big was that for you?
It was nice. Definitely get it off my chest. Just focus on hockey and the team. It's very important. So.
When you get that commitment, does it make it easier for you to play for the Titans?
I mean, yeah, in a way, but also you still want to do good to kind of live up to it. So I think it was nice to get it off my chest, but to keep working is important. So.
Not too long ago, the New York Hockey Journal wrote a story about you. One of the opening quotes in that story is how you have to shoot low.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a joke between me and Craig our first year. I always shot the puck high, and he always gave me grief for it. But now it's more of a shoot low mentality, so I'm not getting as much grief, so it's nice.
And Kyle, you're among the 99s that have played with the Titans for quite some time now, with Gavin Goulash, Matt Cameron, and company. What's it like playing with some of the older guys that you've played with for the last couple of years?
It's nice to finish out the last season with them. I've been playing with them for a while, so a couple of years with them. Hopefully finish it out on top.
All right, Kyle, thank you so much for joining Coach's Corner.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome back to Coach's Corner. I'm Anthony DiPaolo, joined by Craig Doremus. And coming up this week, the Titans have an afternoon matinee in Wilkes-Barre against the Knights. And then after that, they have a Friday and Saturday matchup against the Johnstown Tomahawks right here at Middletown Sports Complex. Craig, let's talk about the Knights. The team is 3-0 against them, but they have some veterans that you're going up against. Tyrone Bronte, one of the best goal scorers for the Knights, and then Zach Stagskull in goal. He's always played very well against the team. What are some things that you have to watch out for in Wednesday's game?
Obviously, I think you hit it on the head. They have a deep, talented forward group. I think their blue line has a good identity. They're good puck movers. They know what they're doing back there. And obviously, Zach's played really well against us both this year and in his past since the time he's joined Wilkes-Barre. So for us, we have some key points tactically that we want to make sure we address with those guys. But you have to be good away from the puck defensively. They do a good job of creating offense off the rush, and I think their speed is something that is impressive. So for that, and then opportunistic, again, Zach's a really good goaltender. You got to make sure you take advantage of the opportunities you get, put a lot of pucks to the net, make his life difficult. Make no mistake about it, he's an excellent goaltender and a promising prospect, I think, both at the collegiate and professional level. So for us, we want to make sure that we respect our opponents, obviously, but we don't want to fear them either. We want to make sure we get on the attack and put them on their heels and make them defend us as well.
For the last few years, the Titans and Knights have always gone back and forth, and they seem to have a similar style of play when they face you guys. What's something that you think Tom Kowal does really well when you guys have to face them?
I think Tom and his staff have done a great job, and like you said, the battles over the years have been epic, and I think there's a friendly rivalry. What I would say is that I think both organizations respect each other a lot, but they compete hard, and I think Tom does, like I mentioned to you before, I think he does a great job of creating offense both with and away from the puck. His teams always have a lot of speed. They're always lethal off the rush. You have to be aware. Their power plays are always dangerous. So I think his ability to create offense has been really impressive for us and something that we're always aware of, especially with some of the skilled playmakers they've had there. Matt Kidney in the past, and as you shift towards it now with Lincoln Hatton and Tyrone Bronte, they've always done a good job with their forwards of creating offense and being lethal in and around the net. So it's always something that going into a matchup with TK and his guys there. And I think when you look back, they've always had those strong goaltenders to kind of be their backbone as well. So good recipe for success, and that's why it's always been a battle, like you mentioned, back and forth. So make no mistake about it, we got to have our hard hat screwed on here and ready to go on Wednesday for a tough game.
And after that game, you come back here from Middletown. The last 2 games of 2019 against the Johnstown Tomahawks. You just faced them this past weekend. What changes when the matchup is here in Middletown?
I think anytime you can play in front of your home crowd, your family, your friends, it just gives you an extra shot in the arm. We want to make sure, and we've talked about it since early in the year, making Middletown a tough place to play, and we want opponents to have a little bit of a fear factor coming in. So that'll obviously help us. I think the not traveling obviously helps. It's 5 to 6 hours on a bus. That never helps you out. So that's big as where it goes. But at the end of the day, it comes down to your compete level and your execution, like we spoke about, having discipline with and without the puck, and being able to execute what you want to do tactically. So there's a lot of factors that go into it. But I think obviously just the comfortability of your own building, your own dressing room, and your own facility, and that only helps. So Johnstown's a tough matchup for us, whether it's here, whether it's there, whether it's anywhere, quite frankly. So regardless of where we are, we just have to make sure that we're ready to go.
Puck drop on Fridays at 7:30 p.m. It will be ugly sweater night, so be sure to bring an ugly sweater. Saturday, it's a 7 p.m. puck drop. Teddy bear toss. Craig, did you see in Hershey they threw over 45,000 bears? Do you think the Titans can try to match that?
I don't know if we can match that, but I think as you go through the social media web and see what's going on, I think it's so nice to see that the sport and the fans of hockey are so generous. Everyone's really rallied behind it. I think it's so glorified now with social media that it helps it. But to see these people take their own time and their own money out of their pocket to sacrifice and give to obviously some families and kids in need, it speaks about what our sport's about. And I think it's such a credit to the organizations that are involved, the ownership groups, the players, and quite frankly, just everything that our game is about, to see these people being so kind. Hershey sets the bar, obviously, with what they do. But I think anyone who takes the time out from an organization standpoint to the effort to donate to others in this special time of the year, to me, it's a credit to them and their organizations, and everyone should be applauded, whether it's one bear or, like you said, 14,000, 15,000 bears. It's a credit to everyone. It's just a great job. I'm really proud to be part of it.
So be sure to bring those teddy bears on Saturday. And in the meantime, this has been another edition of Coach's Corner. Craig, thank you for your time.
Thank you. I appreciate it.